Friday safety focus of the week. It is Friday, April 26th, looking like a beautiful day. So let's go out and enjoy it and have a real productive, safe day. This week's code of conduct is to maintain cleanliness and condition of vehicles and equipment. Bendel, you have anything more to add on this week's code item?
Treat our vehicles and equipment as if they were your own. And it's a great reflection out there when it looks good of pride, and it always looks professional when we show up with clean and well-maintained equipment. Makes a good statement to the people that we're working with and the people that are onlookers.
Yeah. So safety news this week, 44 from our last recordable. We did have a minor kind of back spasm occur to a worker this week. So very, very kind of low on the first aid side, but again, good posture, good ergonomics. Make sure you're trying to get that stretching done before work if you do have or you're subsequent to back injuries. Amy with PT360 will be joining us in a couple of weeks, kind of talk about back pain prevention. So again, as we're getting in the swing of things, working more hours, really starting to get in the construction season like we're going to talk about later. Let's just remember good ergonomics, good posture. We got a quick little safety shout out we'd like to quickly do. I think Tom saw something this week that he wanted to highlight. So Tom, why don't you take it away?
Well, I have a new kind of teams going on here. Yeah, so we got a call the other day from Marty and Jesse Lumbra, and they kind of spotted a situation that could have turned into a problem. They figured out that they had it, and they gave us a call and took steps to alleviate that issue. It was a fall protection issue, and it kind of pushed back their schedule a bit, but we're going to be able to do that job safely. So just wanted to give a shout out that they were out there thinking about safety and doing the right thing.
Yeah, excellent job, guys. Good teamwork. So this week we're going to highlight work zones. It's definitely one of our biggest hazards that we have out there working in live traffic. We've had a couple close encounters in past years, and it's definitely a big emphasis on what we do and the type of work that we go after. So I'm going to do a little awareness training and kind of highlight some of the best practices and tips and tricks that we need to utilize to maintain safety out there working on our roadways. So quick things to remember, roughly 125 construction workers are killed inside work zones every year. That's about 2 a week. It's not just the traveling public, it's also equipment running over their personnel. So internal traffic control plans is also something to consider, not just our traffic control plans getting the traffic through our work zones. So also a lot of it's the oncoming traffic. It's looking at how vehicles are approaching, especially on interstate. So a good kind of rule of thumb, take 1.5 times it by your speed limit. That's roughly how quickly these cars are approaching. So at 50 miles per hour, they're going about 75 feet per second. So hopefully that kind of gives everybody a perception how fast things can come up on you. And we got to really making sure we're on our game and we're not turning our back to traffic. So getting into the details, we always try to set up every hazards, and we look through the lens of the hierarchy of control. And we're trying to do our best to try to set up our job sites with the best type of mitigating those hazards through elimination, substitution, engineering controls, administrative controls, and the kind of that last line of defense is personal protective equipment. So regarding with like traffic, we want to try to set up detours and try to isolate our workers as much as possible using detours or Jersey barriers. You know, we don't own the roadway, so there's a lot of times that we can't quite set up the plan like we want. But if we can always kind of remember trying to create an island, we want to make sure we create a nice barrier island so our workers can't get in the live travel lane. When we have to, we want to make sure that we really have a good plan in place and we're talking about how safely to get that worker across a lane of traffic. Administrative controls that we've used in the past and definitely good is night work, you know, trying to eliminate the flow of traffic in those busier sections, busier time frames, setting up and tearing down, try to avoid the most busy time of day on those roadways. So that's a good way to also prevent and reduce the risk of exposure. So our best practices, again, is to have a plan, have a thorough traffic control plan. We have our typical applications done in the MUTC in our JHA. So when you're filling that out, you need a quick and dirty traffic control plan. You can select a TA3, which is a road shoulder. The TA10 is taking a lane, single lane using flaggers. And there's a lot of good tips and tricks all embedded into our JHA. So utilize that. But if it needs to be a site-specific safety plan, work with your project team, contact health and safety, and we'll work to get you that plan really quick. And then the biggest thing is don't just look at the plan quick, review the plan, and then communicate the plan across all lines on the job site. And then always make sure we're setting up our signs first. That's going to let everybody know that we're there. And then set up your cones with the flow of traffic. And then you always want to tear down against the traffic. So your signage and your taper or any other channeling devices that you're using, that's protecting you. Always discuss access and egress. So if we're creating an island and we have our tool trailer on like through a live travel lane, like in a laydown area, maybe we take all those tools and we create a laydown area inside our work zone. So we don't have to have workers crossing a live lane of traffic. Keep yourself and your fellow workers inside the closed lane as much as possible. Anytime that we have to physically step out in a live travel lane, we got exposure. So we want to try to minimize that exposure as much as possible. Biggest thing is never turn your back to oncoming traffic. It's just such a bad habit to get into. I know it's easy to get complacent out there and you're trying to focus on the job, but always try to keep your butt to the grass if you can. So your head's always kind of swivel. You kind of seeing you're seeing where the vehicle is kind of going by. With distracted driving, people texting and driving, all that stuff, you're really putting yourself out there if you're not paying attention to traffic out there. And then always be visible. Wear your PPE. Again, class 2 vests are required for daytime, and then less than 50 miles per hour. If the speed zone's over 50, we need to go to class 3 vest, and then class 3 vests all the time for night work. So if we kind of do those things, keep it clean, we can have another successful year of working in and around traffic. So let's work safe out there. Anything to add?
I'll just say that whenever I enter our zone or anybody's zone, I always drop right down to the speed limit and keep my eyes open and pay attention.
Yeah.
That's what I expect everyone else to do. We know that not everyone does that as they pass through.
Yep.
Okay, I'll take over the screen. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yep. Yes.
Okay. Work zone safety. All right, so for announcements today, for some reason I'm not able to grab the. One sec, you still see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So for announcements, just a connection. We want everybody to join us on social media. So we have our our Facebook link and Instagram. So Elena Allard has been putting this together for us, and here's the links, and she's been maintaining and adding to this and putting stories in there. So there's some good stuff there to check out. And then on let's see, Friday the 3rd, which would be next Friday, it seems like, because we're at the end of April here, would be a Morgan Stanley Financial Advisors representative, and they'll be at the office that Friday morning from 9 a.m. to 11:30. And so check with them, check with actually Melanie in the administrative department. There's a phone number in her email link if you want to make an appointment. And then also I just carry in this, we're still in the 2024 healthcare holiday. I guess I'll let the dog out of the office. Huh? Didn't want to go to the meeting. All right. And moving on here. So this was a trenchless conference that ECI attended, the No-Dig 2024, which is the North American Society of Trenchless Technologies. It was held in Providence, Rhode Island, so not too far away for all of us to attend. And you can see, trying to move this up, there we go. There we are in front of the whole group of us in front of the Ackerman display. A couple guys we deal with in the background, one with the short white hair, the cropped up white hair next to Tom and Mike, that's Troy. And then kind of behind Carter's shoulder there is Jason. So both guys we deal with a lot at Ackerman. They were one of the exhibitors at the show. And here, this looks like the Hobus Pipe guy. So Hobus Pipe is a, oops, just lost my position. Hobus Pipe is a manufacturer of a fiberglass cement type base product we've used before. You can use it for jacking. And there's Tom looking at an exhibitor's display of a fused PE pipe set up with a valve in line with the setup. I forget how that was really, how it worked. And then this is Brian Dorwart, and this was at the banquet at the last night of the conference, and Brian received this Hall of Fame award for being, contributing to the industry of directional drilling primarily, but all kinds of tunneling technology. And Brian was the only person this year who was recognized as this Hall of Fame guy, and he's one of our regular consultants that we use and a good friend of ours. He's with Brierley Associates. And then we have some new employees. We have Ad Fellman in the civil group. We have Colby Bushy in the concrete group. And Josh Ives, he's concrete again. And Luke Fecto, may recognize the name. Luke be the civil group. He's a returnee from probably 6-8 years ago or more. And Luke is Charlie's son. I have a link there to the primary wellness care program. And for this week on the projects profile, we're just highlighting the 2024 construction season kickoff with various projects around the state. So April is the official start of what will be a busy construction season. And after an already busy winter, several multi-season jobs have restarted for the winter. Or will be anyway. The Richmond Route 2 over I-89, the Royalton Route 14 Railroad Bridge overpass is starting up soon. The Essex Crescent Connector is up and running. The Route 15 water line is on, and the Beta BTV apron and taxiway expansion, all of those are starting back up to be finished this year. Several projects are kicking off, new ones. The Highgate Airport runway expansion, that's a different contract from what we did last year. We have this project at the DFA, the Dairy Farmers of America. It's a wastewater project up in St. Albans at the creamery. We are now involved and have been for the last couple of weeks, a derailment in Waterbury, making repairs there. And the Hartford I-89 bridge maintenance is the off-ramp for the going northbound on 89 off 91. No, yeah, that's right. So it's kind of confusing. It's at White River Junction there. And then Northfield Bridge Maintenance, another similar job, except on a quieter road. We have the Exit 17 horizontal directional drill sleeve for Consolidated Communications. We have early season paving work starting, and we have the Richmond Route 2 signal work as a subcontractor to Kabricki and some other projects. And also ECI's leadership, pretty broad group of leadership. A large part of our company was at a kickoff meeting on the 29th of the month. Trying to move along here. There we go. And this was a slide from the kickoff meeting. So that was a picture of the Richmond Bridge taken last year. And then the meeting itself, there was a whole afternoon of food and discussion and just in kind of presentations about different projects that involve all the kind of multidiscipline projects that we deal with. What's that? And I'm sorry. Someone talking? Must be not. And there's a photo of the whole group. There was quite a few of us all there at the hotel, one of the hotels. So this is a recent picture from the Richmond Bridge. And again, this is Richmond Bridge with a crossover construction so that we can divert traffic, so we can work on underneath the bridge as we do construction of the new bridge, and then after that demolition of the old one. This is some of the Hartford Bridge over on the interstate exit ramp. Another one of Hartford. This is some of the equipment we have on rent for the repair of all the ties. There's like 4,000 ties or something in that magnitude of ties that need to get replaced because of the damage done by this derailment in Waterbury. And here we are. This looks like along the interstate, there's a zone before you get to the Middlesex exit. I'm thinking it seemed a little far north, but I kind of recognize this rock cut area. Not sure if that's where it is, but it seems like it seems a little further north. Might not be. And here the guys are getting started on paving. They paved in the yard here, just doing the around the new fencing we're having put up. This is a DFA project in St. Albans. We got water lines and relocation and new towers or tanks there will be constructed, concrete, a lot of concrete work, some piles here. We're drilling in some test pile. And this looks like the Middlebury project. This is the theater in Middlebury. I'm not sure which job site this is at. Maybe Ronnie or somebody or Marty can give me a little help.
It's like
This
St.
I know
Albans.
St. Albans. Okay, so that's
That's St. Albans digester there, and then below that, Highgate Airport.
Yep. Then the airport, Highgate Airport. Good action photos there. Pushing and moving earth. Lots of earth to move on that job. And this is the Northfield project, bridge project for VTrans. And another one from that same job. This is the Richmond signal work at the intersection of 2 and Bridge Street, right in the center of town. Let's see, where's this one?
That looks like Velco Middlebury.
Oh, okay, yep. There's the Velco building there. And then this is Exeter, the guys down there doing their thing. And then from the photo archives, I have back from the 2010 in February, I went down to the World of Asphalt with Darrow and Jim and Scotty are in there talking to a salesman there. So just like every year we do try to get out to some of the conferences to really see the latest technology and see how that can work for us. So that's what I got. And I'll turn it back over to Matt to close out the meeting. Have a good day out there.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. If you're watching a group setting, please send over attendance. I've already got a couple texts, emails, so I appreciate that. So we can try to see who missed. The recording will be up here shortly, and let us know if you watch that. Let's have a safe day. Let's have a great day. Thanks for joining.
Yep.
See you, everybody.